Hey guys, karibuni sana, and welcome to Straight Talk. This is Tubonge Thursday show, and we are going to be talking deeply, in depth about sex education, teenage relationships, what parents think, because there's been so much that has been happening of late. We have teenage pregnancy on the rise during this COVID experience pandemic, and we're just wondering what is happening, what is going on. We have some beautiful lineups for you, hostess that we have that are accompanying me today, and we will be discussing in depth. So stay tuned, stay locked. And just before we start to go in the show and to discuss this topic, we have DJ Wiwa, who is going to entertain us kidogo. Then we get live on set with the Empress. Hey, busalimia watu hapo, just wait for the guys out here. So ready when you're ready. Ama namna gani? Twende kazi. Take it away.
Sinema zetu ni telenovela, wakasunda mizila hawakujua kitu mapela, wakaita polisi, kumbe polisi pia ni shabiki, wakaficha msosi, wakatupata tukishinda now hear Dania, nasita Dania, maisha tulizuka vile vile Dania, alapata ongezea Dania, weamini poli yetu ndo njia, niko na Kristo wazito, wetu mwanzo mwisho, na Kristo wazito, mwone zaidi ya Kristo, tuko Dania, 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 tuko Dania, Dania. Vipofu na wale katembea juu ya maji, dhambi zetu akatupia mbali, alishinda Kalvari, aliponyaga vipofu na wale katembea juu ya maji, dhambi zetu akatupia mbali, alishinda Kalvari, ingepanda si jambo, damu yake inaponya mwoga, ingepanda.
Yes.
I like a simple side, I'm not your combination combo. And I give those when you cry, enough money,
We can roll. Yes. Karibuni again. That was DJ. We were impressing her with her skills. I'm telling you, nothing is impossible. The word itself says Impossible. And today we are so blessed to be joined by very, very eminent young women, empowered women who are going to be talking with us about the issues that have been affecting teens right now. So welcome to Tubonge Thursday show. I'm your host Salma Murakaru, and in my panel I'll be joined by guests from one who will be representing a parent, one who's an expert on sexual reproductive health and rights, and just a young girl who will just tell us her expertise also with dealing with teenage girls. So please don't touch that dial. Please remember to share, follow us on Straight Talk KE, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Karibuni sana. So now I want to introduce my guests today who are joining us. We have Liz, we have McKenna, and we have Lucy. And we know for sure that we have been having a challenge from last week. The news just came in, and apparently 4,000 teenage girls pregnant, and that was just in Machakos County. Then we heard again that it was just not a pandemic in Machakos County, but the whole of Kenya. So right now I want to introduce the beautiful ladies who have joined me. Karibuni sana, just wave if you can hear me. Yes, karibuni sana. I will start. Nianze juu ama chini? Nianze juu. Sasa sijui tutaiweka left ama tuanze tu, wacha tuanze tu na mrasta kama mimi pale chini, alafu tupande juu tena tuende chini, alafu turudi kwangu, ama namna gani? From the top on my left, tukiangalia ipande. Karibu sana. I don't want to mention because you know in Kenya when you introduce someone with your name and then they introduce themselves, you understand?
Okay, good
Good
afternoon,
afternoon,
ladies and
ladies and
gentlemen,
gentlemen,
kings and queens.
kings
My
and
name is
queens. My
McKenna,
name is
and I'm a parent of a teenage girl and a 10-year-old. And welcome to our show today.
Yes. Tukiendeleaga tu ule program introduce.
Hi everyone.
Hi everyone.
My name is
My
Liz.
name is Liz.
I work with an
I work with
organization
an organization.
for indigenous culture and health. And I participate in a program as sexual reproductive health and rights program for adolescents and youth at TICA.
Maybe you can just tell us what TICA stands for.
So TICA in full stands
stands
for indigenous culture and health. So at TICA we do a lot of things to do with promoting positive culture and health, especially health when it comes to reproductive health, and healthy eating and healthy living.
Sana. And our last guest.
Hi guys, my name is Lucy
Manduse.
I am an SRH advocate and a CSE facilitator, comprehensive sexuality education facilitator. I also volunteer with Family Health Options Kenya, and I'm glad to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I will start with McKenna, being a parent. You've heard of the statistics going up in Kenya, and especially you're a teenage mom of 2, right? So what do you think is happening at home that our children, what are we not seeing in our children that is happening, and then all of a sudden boom, our girl child is pregnant? What is going on? What is going on with the boy child at home? What is going on with the girl child at home? What is happening? And you as a parent, what is your responsibility right now that we know COVID is taking place and everyone is staying at home? Children cannot access school, or so what is happening? Can you explain to us?
Salma, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Unfortunately, I am in
Machakos County.
it's quite unfortunate. And I feel from the statistics, I feel as parents, we may have failed, I myself included. Gone are the days that the child belonged to the society. As parents, we want to discipline our children the best way we know how. We want to ground our children. We want to have conversations with our children. It's more of, is my child going to be happy or not? I actually miss the old days where a child belonged to the society and they would be disciplined as per the society, not as per mom said or dad said. Having said that, as a parent, I am raising a teenage girl. She's 14 years old, and for me, I decided to be her friend, then a disciplinarian and a mother. Because if I decided to be first a disciplinarian, then I felt that I would miss out on a lot. So I want to encourage parents to be friends first with their children, with their teenage children, because if you're friends with them, there is nothing they would not tell you. There is nothing they would not tell you. They will tell you about a boy they like, a girl they like, yeah, and you can have a discussion in regards to what now. And like, if your teenage girl comes and talks to you about a boy and you're like, no, that is not allowed, you cannot do that, they're going to shy away and they're never going to tell you anything else. Yeah. Another thing I feel we are not doing as parents are calling the private parts by their names. We are used to calling our vagina susu. We should name the parts, the private parts, by their names. Yeah. Let our children grow knowing that this is a penis, right? And this is a vagina. These are breasts. We should be comfortable talking about those things, because if a child is comfortable naming their private parts but what they are, there is nothing they cannot tell you. He touched me. Yeah. We need to tell them what is a good touch and what is a bad touch. And while explaining that to them, we cannot shy away and call these parts names that even the kids will not understand. So it's not only about the teenagers, even the young girls. As early as 9, our girls are maturing like at a very, very high rate. Yeah. So we need to have those discussions. We need to be friends with our children. Over to you.
Thank you so much. And you have said a really important thing about how we talk to our parents, and I'll get back to that, because we need to understand what is the right age appropriate to discuss these issues on sex, on body, and that's where I'll take Liz on that. When is it right to talk to your teenage, your sister, your peer about sex, about SRHR in general? And we know right now that we have the COVID pandemic. Are children able to access these services? Because if it's not home, where are they getting this information? You understand? So please, can you elaborate on that?
So I will talk about appropriate, and I will also add need appropriate. So it's not just age appropriate, but need. For example, when I say need appropriate, it means the youngest mother in Kenya is 9 years. So then this 9 year now, it's responding to need, not really age. So how to speak to your kid is depending on their age, but also their knowledge. One of the things that we were saying is, for example, you're watching TV with your child and there's a condom advertisement, or maybe people are kissing, because that happens. And then your child sort of like closes the eye or does some random thing that shows either they're ashamed, they don't want to watch, or something. It is an opportunity presenting itself to a parent to start having that conversation. Where are they doing that? So you pick with your kid depending on what they know, their age, but also depending on what they know. Because right now there's a lot of information out there. They see a lot of soaps, they see a lot of things in the television, and sex sells. So a lot of things are very sexy. And there's also a lot of things that they watch on the internet and they read on the internet. So it's just engaging your child on the level of what do they know, what have they seen, what is sort of like exciting them, and starting that conversation from there with your child. So it's not just age appropriate, but it's both age appropriate and need appropriate. When a need presents itself, but when also the right age. For example, for 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, 4-year-old, 3-year-olds, and sometimes 5-year-old, it's about their body parts and good touches and bad touches. They should know that, so that when somebody touches them inappropriately, they know that that's a bad touch. Or when somebody's greeting them, they know probably that's a good touch because it's on my hand. So just having those kind of conversation with your child, depending on their age and when a need presents itself.
We always talk about age gap and whatnot. Me, I remember when I was young, there was this program called The Bold and the Beautiful that time. And I could see there was this guy called Ridge Forrester. He would kiss this mama called Brooke Logan. And my dad literally would be like, Zima your television. So, you know, the child becomes curious of what is happening. But McKenna also said something about discipline and the child being for the community. These days we protect our children. So, and you find that young girls right now, young teens are already parents. They don't have the knowledge, or they don't have the right information, or the parent maybe they come from a background of SGBV, which has also been the case of why the pregnancies are rising. You understand? So I'm going to go back to Lucy. You said you are a peer mentor and you focus so much on SRHR. Now, you have been on the ground. Now let's talk about mtaani. Right now, young girls are out there. What are they doing? Kwa sababu you will get that chance to talk to them on a face-to-face basis. What do they say, or what can you see, or what do you study when you see on the ground? Kwa sababu the way you're saying you're a peer mentor, it means you're deep in the community, so you understand the needs of the community. So what is happening on the ground? Because if we want to address something, we have to go to the root cause, right? So what is happening on the ground?
Thank you so much, Salma. On the ground, as we facilitate, we do information and CSC both in schools and in the community. So on the ground, we can say that there are a lot of young people that are exposed to this information, and they are sexually active as early as 9 years of age, as 10 years of age. The questions they give, the feedback you get from the teachers, this is a real thing on the ground. And actually the interventions that are done and at the ground level is not enough for them to actually come out of their closets and go for services when they need it without their parents consenting or being afraid of being judged. So this is still a gap in the community. But as we continue to increase their knowledge and to sex education, we are hopeful that with time they will be able to embrace the knowledge and able to uptake these services like STI and counseling.
Thank you. So we all agree that young girls and boys of this generation already have information on, they already see and they already know that sex is happening. They already see it. So McKenna, as a parent, I'm also a parent.
Yeah.
And there's also that fear. If my child knows. And then the other fear is, We are living in a generation where the economy is high, things are getting expensive. Parents are busy, right? For their children. And maybe all of a sudden the child is left with a phone. We had a case, like I saw a case like some days ago, of a girl engaging two boys in a sexual manner. Actually, they were having sex and they were recording it. And actually, the girl was the one who was recording it. So I'm wondering where, if we decide that the children are the source of the community, where do the parents, the community health workers, the government, though I'm sorry to say our government is failing us 150%, but yes, charity begins at home. So how does it get to my daughter accessing this phone and being curious to do these things? What are we doing wrong as parents? And it's not about what you said about being the community now, but now, what is it that we're doing wrong? Are we not taking time to involve our kids? Are we not talking to them? What are we doing wrong as parents?
Thanks, Salma.
Thanks, Salma.
You would be surprised at how much or the kind of information our children have. It depends. With the friends our children are keeping, the environment they're exposed to, our children know a lot of things. And as Liz said, it is you can have a discussion with your child when they, according to if there is a need or the age. You would be surprised that a 5-year-old knows what is sex, actually knows what is pornography. And thanks for mentioning about the phone. I think we had a discussion again some time back on how we monitor what our children are doing online, and we agreed that we want to respect the privacy of our children, the ones that we feel are old enough to have phones, and at the same time, we want to know what is going on. So there are many ways of knowing what your child is on about. All we need is time. Yeah, get involved. The kind of friends that your child is keeping, that your daughter or your son is keeping, who are these people? What are they talking about? You don't have to take their phone and go reading. There are ways of asking. Of course, sometimes they will lie, but find a way of getting to know what exactly they are talking about. Well, most often than not, we fail miserably. But at the same time, you need to create that bond of no, my mom needs to know that a boy asked for my nudes. I need to tell her because I feel that is wrong. If you have that kind of a connection with your child, I am not 100% sure, but I am sure you will